And we're live here with the F1 Chat Pod, the Austria Red Bull Ringhole 2025. Milkbags, how's it going?
Angry.
Yeah. For any specific reason?
Many.
Do you want to talk about them?
Yeah, I'm going to get it off my chest right now. Might as well. We just, for whatever reason, logging into Restream, Facebook. Oh, we have to re-verify everything. Is this because of the great hack that happened a few days ago?
What's the great hack?
There was some massive hack. You had to change your Apple ID. You had to change your. If Zuckerberg is so powerful, eliminate the hackers of Facebook. And same with Apple. If you guys are so powerful, stop the hackers. Maybe they are the hackers.
Yeah. Like Russell's in on the shenanigans.
Yeah,
Maybe.
exactly.
Yeah. The call is coming from inside the house. Can you get higher? I really like my frame.
Okay, I can be higher. I'll set higher. I'm angry. I'm going to be angry probably for 80% of this podcast.
That's good. I like you angry.
No, I don't like to be angry. I like to be happy and having a fun thing. But right now, this process this morning has been
It's
very
awful.
disappointing.
It's awful. I like you. Of course, I would prefer if you were at peace. But when you're angry, it's pretty entertaining.
Well, I'm glad that my frustration is
There's a
bringing
silver
you some
lining.
happiness.
There's a
And that
silver linings
makes me
playbook,
happy.
Bradley Cooper.
Oh, Bradley
B. Coops.
Cooper.
B. Coops. What do you think about B. Coops' life? Do you think he's?
I wish I had it. I wish I
think
had
that's
his
pretty
life.
much ideal.
Yeah, he was an actor. He had a normal life, acting, figuring stuff out, took classes, and then made it big. Good for him.
And he has a daughter out of wedlock.
Mm-hmm. Exciting.
And he's very talented and handsome. When you remember him in Wedding Crashers, you just thought, "Oh, look at that bro with punch face." But he's so much more.
Mm-hmm. He nailed that role. Like
I thought that was all he could do.
right. Turns out he can do lots of things. Turns out he can be a chef.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Turns out he can be the maestro
Mm-hmm. That's right.
and gay too.
Yeah. Turns out like he can be a friend of 3 other idiot friends and get drunk.
Who's that?
The Hangover.
Oh, The Hangover. Yeah, those were good. I think. I can't remember all of them.
Remember when comedies were, really fun, rampant everywhere, and the people just went and did what was funny despite what might upset some people?
And I wrote like 6 of them.
Mhm.
So, and now you suggested recently that comedies are coming back.
I don't know, I'm angry.
That's not true.
No, I don't know. I mean, I might have been happy at that point, which means I was optimistic. Now that I'm angry, I'll say, who's gonna buy your comedies?
I don't know, but maybe with VO, maybe I can make them myself.
Well, we can try. I've been exploring VO, which has been exciting. We're not talking about F1 right now, are we? But that's fine. Walmart is putting up podcast recording suites in their stores.
Why?
Now they want to monopolize podcasting. Walmart, just back off. You don't have to have everything.
So Walmart is having suites that you can turnkey suites. You could just walk in and rent them.
Yeah, and then there'll be like software to edit all your stuff for you. It already kind of exists. There's like this app and there's like these go into a studio and then they edit and do everything for your podcast. That's how badly people want to talk and have
Yeah.
other people listen. That's how
Yeah.
important we think we are.
Well, it's also how important connection is. Which might be a more optimistic way to look at things.
You're not going to get optimism today.
We want to connect with each other. Don't you?
Of course. The 100% reason why I do this podcast is just so I can talk to my friend.
Yeah. So Walmart, I say yes. Yes, Walmart. I live near a Walmart.
Yeah,
but I'm gonna go check it out.
They're going to monopolize it and corporify it and capitalize it. That's the problem.
But it's also a problem. Doing a podcast is a pain in the ass. Exhibit the first 16 minutes of our time together today. So if you could just go into a Walmart and they figured out all this horse shit, wouldn't that be better? And you know if it's Walmart, it's gonna be a good deal.
You know what? I think so, absolutely, but then you need to regulate capitalism and corporations so that the, profit margin can't be an exorbitant, can't be beyond a sustainable
I don't think
amount
it's
that
gonna
doesn't.
happen.
It is. They can you can
You
listen.
have a banker and a conservative as the Prime Minister of Canada, even though he's wears a red tie, he's still a Tory.
Oh,
So, why don't we just you what?
I love that you're just calling Carney what he is.
Oh, okay, I thought you said I love Carney. So, I think we just gotta move to a more socialist country maybe? But then where is that? Where is this magical place? Cuba?
No, I think Europe is in a pretty good
Yeah,
if there's
fascist Italy is better?
yes, a little fascism that's gonna go for a little while, so then people don't like it anymore, and then it'll go by the time we get there, the fascists will be gone,
That's the first optimistic thing you've said.
and I'm angry.
See, you can't stop. You can't stop. You make it fun. Oh, here we go. Some music therapy. I love it.
Will Lando Norris, will Lando Norris, will Lando Norris win another Grand Prix? I bet that he will. I bet that he will. I bet that he will, I can guarantee. But he'll have to race very hard, be strong, be calm to beat everyone. And then there is that guy who's racy, that Aussie named Oscar Piastri. And then there's always Max, good old Max. He'll be on the attack, oh, we can guarantee that. And he'll probably whine about his car again. His superpower is complaining. It doesn't matter if he's winning, it doesn't matter. He's always there to be bitching. No, will Lando Norris, will Lando Norris, will Lando Norris win another Grand Prix?
Wow. That was good. That was beautiful, Milky.
Yeah, it's good. You know what? It's good to be emotional.
It's good to get it out. Was that therapeutic?
Yeah, because okay, we were talking about like things to really focus on in Formula One. Here's what I want to focus on: how bad most Formula One reporting is.
Oh, I love this topic.
Most Formula One reporting, whether it's ITV or F1 TV, or it is so bland, and they literally will pick one topic, maybe two, and then they'll talk about it for a month and a half. No one's talking about Matteo Binotto, Sauber kick F1 team, all of a sudden scoring points and they're not talking to him. We're just talking to a whole bunch of broadcasters giving their opinion on Lando Norris's mental health.
Who's Matteo Bonato?
He's the team principal of the soon-to-be Audi team.
Oh, he's the guy with the hair in the vineyard.
Yeah, he's super nice.
Really nice guy.
And he used to be ahead of Ferrari, and they got rid of him.
Yeah.
That no one talks about like I want to hear about.
He's one of those guys who just does it quietly, doesn't he? He
Mhm.
wasn't really Ferrari material.
He wasn't demonstrative. He wasn't, but then neither was, I'm blanking on his name. The when Schumacher was winning all those years, but then I guess he didn't have to be demonstrative because the car was so good and Schumacher was so good, so there was
Right.
no pressure. But my point is if I hear them talk, like I listened to David Coulthard talk
Yeah.
about Lando having to, maybe they shouldn't call Q1, they should call it Q2 for him
Yeah.
so that he's calm. Can we just stop talking about Lando's like mental approach? Just shut up.
But
Find
it's
something else
the
to talk
but
about.
it's the main thing because he's so hot and cold, Lando, that and there's always hope. There everybody has hopings. And everybody wants Lando to win. Everybody wants everyone to win. I mean, you hear them bend over backwards trying to describe Max as a decent human being. I mean, they're desperate for everyone to like each other. And also, they want to keep their credentials.
Yeah, they don't want to get fired. They
They
don't want to
want they
be.
need that lanyard around their neck. If they're on the outs if you're on the outside of the party, having already had, years in the paddock. Oh my god, what do you do? What do
Yeah,
you
they're
think? Do you think Alex Jakes is gonna start a YouTube channel like, Peter Windsor?
how much like I've never I don't even understand the world of sports commentary. So again, talking complete ignorance. But is there a director, is there a producer saying, "Look, you have to talk about Lando Norris's mental health at least 42 times during the qualifying. You better talk about it."
Yes, there is, but they're not saying
Quota.
that, but there are absolutely notes, and there's a director and there's a switcher, and they're switching from camera to camera.
Well, I get that. I'm just saying in terms of like in terms of what they talk about while there is some racing and there's some downtime during the racing, how much do they have to
Yeah, they
like
have to talk about that
like do they
stuff.
say, "Look, these are the top 3 things I want you to focus on?" Because to me, Matteo Binotto and the Sauber story, Hulkenberg's been in the points twice,
Well,
right?
now he's in 20th. What
No,
happened?
I don't know. I mean, again, that to me is an interesting talking point. Someone explain that to me.
I
Someone
know.
explain that to me
I
in
looked around, I
60
couldn't
seconds.
find it. I couldn't find what happened to him.
If Joylen Palmer is such a great analysis, surely he can give us some
He's
insight
br
right
I
away.
like he Oh, you know what I discovered today when I was watching quali on the F1 app?
I'm
When
still
you're
angry. Go ahead.
Yeah, when you hit the world icon, you can switch to Sky. When
On the
you
F1 TV app?
Yeah, well,
See,
on my phone. I was watching it in the park today, getting ready for this, and I needed some outside time, and I hit the globe icon, and it switched from Alex Jakes and David Coulthard and Jolyon to,
David Croft.
no, it was Karun and,
Oh, the other guy, the new guy, because David
Ben
Croft didn't go to Austria.
what's his name? Benjamin.
Yeah.
Something Harry Benjamin and Karun Chandok. It was
Here's what
really good.
would be really great is if you could pick your sports commentators and mix and match.
Oh, man, yes.
Because I would love to listen to David Coulthard and Anthony Davidson.
Or an AI representation of us.
Oh, not mincing.
Yeah, just calling it and actually knowing enough because it's work to comment on a race. So I wouldn't want to do it, nor do I know enough. You know enough to do it, but then you got to really be paying attention, don't you think?
Yeah, and I also have to not be what I am.
Angry?
Well, at the moment, but also, like, just, like, respond emotionally and in the moment,
Yeah.
like, when Max or someone does something bad and drives into someone, and I can't say, "Oh,
Well,
the
you
prick
could
did
if
it again."
You could if there was independent commentary, which I think is what we're talking about here. If you could choose your commentators, you could choose from a list of like YouTubers, people that
Right.
weren't associated with, people that weren't worried about keeping their jobs.
You know what? Maybe I should eat my words and challenge we should commentate a race.
Yeah. Yeah,
We should
great.
we should and see how hard it is, and then I can
Now, how do we do that without spending 3 hours losing our minds over technology?
well, we start 4 hours in advance.
It's true. So I would need F1 on the television because I need this computer for podcasting.
Yeah, you'd probably wanna throw it if you take your phone, throw the to your ITV feed.
But then
I'll log
we can't have the audio on the
No, you turn
TV,
the no,
right?
we're doing our own commentating.
But I like hearing the room. I'm sure I can get the audio without commentary. I can. I've done it.
Okay, well, if you've done that I mean, I don't need that. I just we can just
And also ours is 7 seconds delayed because of Canada. So, we'd have to figure that out too. Otherwise, I'll be color commentating 7 seconds after the things happened.
no, but I'm gonna log into the same feed as you, so there shouldn't be a delay.
Oh, great. Let's try that.
God,
Not this week.
a podcast of elderly men figuring stuff out.
What a nightmare. No wonder we only have one person watching. I want to talk about some of the good podcasts I've listened to recently on F1 because I've been surprised by their quality.
Okay.
Okay, except for the first one. I mean, normally I do like James Allen, but this time, behind the scenes of the visceral new F1 documentary, um, it was. Do you listen to James Allen?
No.
Oh, normally it's really good, but this one, I feel like they got paid. You'd love it though. This documentary is about Damon Hill's life.
Yes.
You've
I
heard of
wanna
it.
I know though, I can't wait to watch it.
Yeah, so I'd love to watch that. I don't know where you get it, but this felt like, when they what do they call it? Paid branded content.
Ah, yeah.
Somebody paid him to, anyways. But normally that one's good. BBC F1 checkered flag. Oh no, that's not good either. Okay, I swear I had some good ones here. Damn it! I wanted to be optimistic about things, positive, but I
Wow, that was
can't.
impressive. You did it started off the words came out of your mouth, and it sounded like sunshine and rainbows, but it's turned into nothing but
Okay,
disappointment.
Ted's Austrian pod. This is the F1 show, Sky Sports.
Okay.
This week with Ted and who are the other ones? Craig and Bernie.
I don't know.
Bernie Collins and Craig. I
Mhm,
love Craig's voice. That's a really good one. The F1 show from Sky Sports, and then the race podcast. Oh, this week is really good with the interview with Otmar, and he talks about his friend Fred Vasseur, and he talks about Alpine Chaos and Lance Stroll, and Otmar is he's such a diplomat. He knows
mhm,
exactly how
mhm,
to not get himself into trouble while not just
mhm.
lying.
Well,
And then the last one, yeah,
I wonder if he's gonna make his way back because there's rumors that he's bringing the 12th team.
Cadillac.
No, that's
Oh, there's a
Cadillac, yeah,
12th.
there's rumors that he's gonna bring a 12th team.
Oh, who's the 12th team?
I know. I'm not sure, but it feels like it feels like it if it's Otmar, it feels like it might be another American team, but it seems like there should be an Asian team, like, because there was lots
Yeah,
of rumblings about China or
yeah.
Japan or in like, there was, like and there's money there, so why there should be an from
Otmar's
that part of the world.
American.
Yeah,
Right, and that's why you think he's gonna be so he wouldn't bring the 11th? Who's the team principal at Cadillac?
I'm not sure, I don't know,
Hmm.
which is bizarre, really.
Do you think it's gonna be Checo and Val? They sound like a morning radio show. Checo and Val in the morning. 2 old guys. Hey, there's 2 old guys,
Yeah,
except they're still 20 years younger than us,
yeah,
and they're F1 race car
and
drivers.
they're ripped.
Checo Checo isn't ripped, bless him.
You don't think he's ripped?
I think Checo is as fit as he has to be. He's like why I love Checo is that he's, like, having such a good time in retirement, and I bet he's eating and drinking like a millionaire.
Yeah, I mean, he is a millionaire.
Yeah.
So why would if you're a millionaire, I guess you're always eating and drinking like a millionaire.
Whereas Valtteri, that guy is like him and his girlfriend, they compare body fat percentages for
Yeah,
fun.
and they go into those saunas, right?
So much sauna. You know what's Finnish for everybody's sauna?
What?
Kaikki sauna.
Oh, it sounds fun.
Yeah, that's the only Finnish I
Also
know.
sounds like a racial slur.
It does. Uh, F1 Beyond the Grid with Tom Clarkson. Do you ever
I
listen to
I I,
that
uh,
one?
I do listen to him every now and then, but I've gone off the boil.
He's a bit smiley, I find.
Mhm,
It was wonderful to talk to Brad Pitt about the movie F1.
mhm. Good, that's good impersonation.
And F1 Nation. What do you think about that one? That one's a bit annoying. Is that
Uh,
right?
so far, JB, there's on like, you're slagging most of the podcast when
Yeah,
you
shit.
said I
I
thought you had
thought
just pick the good ones.
I thought there were more good ones. Maybe I'm
Ladder Boy's fun.
Ladderboy is a great guy, and I'd love to meet him, and I'd love to talk to him about his performance technique.
Oh, you're right into coaching.
Yeah, because I just think he probably doesn't have that, and, I'd have a couple notes, that's all. Also, he posts regularly,
Mhm.
and I think right now it's quantity over quality over there. Quantity is, yeah, over.
But Ladder Boy's stuff is pretty,
It's
thorough.
there's a lot of speculation.
Yeah, but I mean, that's part of the fun. That's like the Mirror newspaper in England. That's like every news media outlet there ever was. Everything's speculation. Look at the stock market. The tariffs came in, the US stock market tanks, the global economies, and now we're at the highest stock levels ever. It's all a load of shit. They're just screwing around with everybody.
Look at some of the titles for laws or law vs or ladder boy. Red Bull could cut Liam Lawson after Silverstone. Mercedes slams the door shut on Max Verstappen. Franco Colapinto proves Alpine made the right call. I
Yeah, but
mean, none of this is true.
no, but I mean, those are things that make people click, and that's unfortunately what social media is. It'd be like
Yeah,
JB
I don't have to like
circumcises David for a second time on our live stream. What? And
I
they'll
know, but I don't have to like it. I'm just
no, you
saying.
don't.
I
I know, I'm just explaining what why, as we figure this out in front of a couple of viewers or listeners, what we need to do in order, like, we do need to be topical, and there needs to be something like makes, "Oh, what's this about Norris?" or whatever. Mental health.
Sometimes when you talk, it's like poetry.
No, I don't think it is.
Poetry written by a 3-year-old. The Louis Theroux podcast has nothing to do with F1, but his interview with Michael Cera this week is so good. Okay, that's it for my and of course my favorite F1 podcast is the F1 Chat Pod starring David Milchard. Hey, are
As
you
you just
related
said, that
to
my grasp of the English language is that of a 3-year-old, and it's your
I
favorite
said
podcast.
poetry. I said poetry is that of a 3-year-old.
I
3
can
is harsh.
I can handle it.
6. So let's talk about Austria. Get
Mhm.
your gentlemen, start your accents.
I need an explanation on why Austria and Australia are similar in their name.
That's a good one. Do you want me to look that up right now?
Yeah, I don't understand it. They're worlds apart. How is Austria and Australia? Why? Like, did Austria? No, that was England. England went over to Australia and colonized it, not Austrians.
Yeah. Let's ask. Let's ask the GPT.
Are you using
Hold
chat or are
on
you
a
using
second.
Claude?
Hold on.
Claude or chat?
What? Hold on. I'm trying to ask it a question.
Oh, you're gonna talk it out.
Yeah. Why is Austria and Australia similar in name?
You just used up 25 kilowatts of power.
And 3 gallons of fresh water.
Yeah.
You're not the first to ask this question. They sound similar, but they're totally unrelated. Here's the breakdown. Austria from a German name Österreich, which means Eastern Realm. It was named that because it was the eastern part of the Frankish Empire way back in the 10th century. Australia, from the Latin terra australis, meaning southern land. Early European maps theorized a huge unknown land in the south, which they called Terra Australis, incognita. Eventually, that name stuck when the continent was charted. So, here's the one similarity. Yeah. The AUSTR root in both come from different meanings. Auster means east in Austria. In Australia, it's from Auster equals south wind. So that's languages for you.
Yeah, it wasn't
Confusing.
exciting, not nearly as exciting as I thought.
No, sorry about that. We'll cut that out. Okay, let's
Nah.
talk about the race.
Okay, you mean qualifying.
Let's talk about the qualifying races.
Okay, Bortoletto, outstanding.
How come?
Because he's like, I think it was 5th or 6th or 7th or 8th, it doesn't matter. He got a Sauber in the top 10. That's incredible. Again, why aren't we talking
Eighth.
about that? I don't need to
He
listen.
got eighth.
Yeah, like, that's an incredible
Mhm.
incredible thing for a rookie to do, even if
Yeah.
he's raced on that track before. And also, it says something that Matteo Binotto, like, when you're starting to see the teams get a bit of consistency. Yes, Nico Hulkenberg was down at the bottom. Who knows? Don't get that. Again, Julian Palmer, give me a 60-second spiel on that. That blows my mind. Why is he down there?
Mhm. Mhm. Yeah, everybody called him to be in the points. Some people were putting
Yeah.
him on the podium.
Yeah. Look at that. Just for whatever reason, he's nowhere to be seen. What else was fantastic about that qualifying? Everyone's the Ferrari. This is a no mince right now.
Here we go.
People of Italy, I'm moving to your country.
People of Italy.
Okay, I'm moving to your country. I want to be there. I love it. I want to eat your food. I want to be with you. I want to celebrate and laugh. But your ridiculous attacks on Ferrari and the demand for change all the time make no sense. Leclerc is qualified second. It's like, and they're still off with Fred Vasseur's head. The Italian media need to calm down. This media problem is every country. Every
Yeah.
country. All media is garbage.
The same thing happens in this country with hockey.
Yeah, it's all garbage.
Um, who's 2 places ahead of Gabriele Bortoleto? N
Hamilton. No.
None other than Liam Lawson.
Yeah. Oh, right.
What the heck?
Yeah.
No?
Yes, absolutely. It's amazing. Think about all the pressure he's been under. Hadger's been doing a better job than him since he got canned at Red Bull. Now he's incredible. Good for him. I don't really know if I dig him necessarily, but wow. I mean, that is an incredible. So let's talk about that some more. Also, how can the Toro Rosso, okay, be that close to a Red Bull? And in this case, better than Sonoda.
I think maybe oh, pardon me. 'Cause it's easier to drive? It may not be as fast, but it's easier to drive. And Liam Lawson has been allowed to practice, which should be an indication to everyone else that these things take time, aka Lewis Hamilton in a fucking Ferrari who qualified 4th.
Yeah, exactly. Things take time, like our crappy podcast,
Yeah, we're going on year 2 and we're still not ready to launch.
but we've launched anyways.
I mean, we haven't really told anyone.
No.
Soft launch. It's a soft launch. Now, Lando Norris, listen to what he said as soon as he qualified first with pole. And if this isn't Lando, then pardon me, I don't know what is. Thank you, guys, Norris said over his team radio. It's nice to see the old me back every now and then. Same old Lando. Even when he's winning, he's shitting on himself. He's like the opposite of Max, who even
Yeah.
when he's winning, he's shitting on everyone else.
Yeah, it's incredible.
It's incredible. So I don't think you'll see Lando might. I mean, that's one of my hopings is Lando winning this weekend. But Lando isn't going to challenge anyone for the championship if he still has this inner monologue going.
There is, I don't know who it was. Some commentator that I've said is terrible has said it something good. So whatever. Take whatever I say with a spoonful of sugar and help the medicine go down. How's that for 3-year-old?
Did that hurt when I called you a 3-year-old?
No, I don't care.
Okay.
Attack everyone can. Like I said, I want to be trolled. Make fun of me. Go for it. I don't care. Say less, Lando. Just say less.
Yeah, seriously. Just say, "Well done, guys.
Yes.
Thanks so much."
Good work for everyone. And I'm
Uh-huh.
so happy to get this car on pole. Rock and roll. Let's have fun tomorrow.
Exactly.
Not, well, I mean, okay, if I did it this, I probably won't do it next week.
Yeah. I'm gonna hurt myself before you hurt me. Here we go.
Will Lando Norris win another Grand Prix? Probably not. Probably. That's a lie. He will. He'll win at least 11.
Hey, just a quick thought. When you're singing like that, can you break it up? It sounds so good. Can you break it up a bit so we can clip it?
Can you break it up?
Just in between the verse and the chorus. You're so good, Milky. It just comes out like I don't think people know that you're improvising because you're looking off screen like you have lyrics written.
I just make stuff up, guys.
See, that's how Lando should operate.
So what are you saying? You want me to go? Will Lando Norris win another Grand Prix? I bet that he will.
Yeah,
I
that you
bet
should
that
have
he will.
you
What
just
do you
take
want?
a break in between another Grand Prix, and I bet that he will.
Okay. Will Lando Norris, will Lando Norris, will Lando Norris win another Grand Prix? I bet that he will. I bet that he will.
You sound so
I bet
good.
that he will. I can guarantee.
I don't know, what do you think? Whatever's clippable, that's all. It's such a great thing.
This is what I think. Tickets to F1 races are too much money for the regular people. How about coming up with grandstands that are for the families and everyday man, and men and women? Oh,
Yeah. Yeah, that's
oh,
great.
oh!
You okay?
I knocked my laptop.
Oh. Esty, we haven't heard about Esty Bestie in a while. Is he okay?
Esteban Ocon.
Yeah. He's way back there, isn't he? 17th. Damn.
Yeah, it's too bad. Because he's. I feel like he. Some people would say he's a bit, not the humblest of people, but he's actually a really good race car driver. I think he's. If he was in a top car, I think he'd be pretty darn good. I think he'd have elbows out. He would take the track, and he would do good stuff.
It really is too bad that him and Gasly didn't get along. And I totally blame Esty because you're right. His reputation precedes him. But
Mhm,
I think that was such a good team. I
mhm.
think Gasly's so good. If Gasly was in a car that he could drive, like what would he do right now in a racing bull?
Gasly or Este?
Yeah,
Well,
Gasly.
I don't think. I mean, he'd probably do better than he did. He'd be calmer and more mature. Like, it was, not that I like to quote,
Wait, he raced for Racing Bulls? I thought he raced for Red Bull.
Gasly started in the Racing Bulls.
Oh, he did.
Yeah.
I just think that car would favor him better. But
He
maybe
ha
I maybe it's just more hoping.
My hopings would be that Gasly ends up in a good car. That's my hopings.
I wonder when his contract ends.
Well, there's rumors that he's in trouble because of Flavio Briatore. I mean, if we wanna get into some more no mincing, I mean, isn't it obvious that Franco Colapinto, it's so clear that he's there because of the money? Like, it is so obvious.
Yeah.
And it concerns me because I love Mr. Vowles,
Yeah.
and Mr. Vowles has a lot of good things to say about Franco Colapinto, and that, you know, but they are being paid some absurd amount of money from Alpine to have him.
Right.
So I actually don't think it's true. I think Mr. Valls has played a master hand in getting a bunch of money for somebody that's completely average because all that money comes from Argentina. It's all private sponsorship. Now it's race by race. I'm still angry, by the way, everybody. Now it's race by race that Colapinto gets to decide. They're just milking the money. They're getting as much money out of the sponsors as they can.
Colapinto gets to decide what?
They are assessing Franco race by race now.
Oh, yeah.
His
Yeah.
first 5 race, they said 5 races for Doohan, 5 races for Franco, and then we're gonna decide. Oh, now it's 1 by 1. You know why it's 1 by 1? Money.
Gasly's contract goes till the end of 2026. £8 million a year with rate going to £9.5 million with bonuses, but I bet he's not getting those. I think Gasly, I don't know. I think Gasly could be on the move beforehand, especially if there's a sale. What about this for a conspiracy theory? They're trying to drive the price down at Alpine. If they can get it under $1 billion, then somebody, a buyer who's maybe a friend of Renault, they get to outsource all this pain, and the buyer who's on the machinations gets a deal.
It's like when they slowly drive down the price of a stock, like let's say Warren Buffett or all these big
Yeah.
players that just bring it down, and then all of us go, "Oh, we lost all our money," and then they buy back in. You can tell I'm still angry.
Yeah, did you lose some money on a stock?
I've lost lots of money on stocks.
I think
Our
that's all I've done.
our trades go to the dark market or whatever they call it. It's a dark trade. We don't even get like it's a joke. The
I
the
don't
game is
even do it anymore.
the game is played by those that have all the power.
Yeah, I'm more and more into just keeping my money in the bank.
Well, people say that's stupid. I mean, who those people are, I don't know.
Say say more. No, but I was just we both agreed on stocks are gambling, so the opposite would be to not gamble. And I was thinking you'd agree with that, and then but you didn't.
I don't know what to do, JB. I'm angry. I'm in an emotional state. I've been in an emotional state since you sent me the link to this stupid podcast.
1982. Okay, so my next thing is question. Camera crew doesn't talk to commentary or sorry. I forgot to use my mute button on my new mic. The camera crew and the graphics guys don't talk to each other, don't talk to the commentary. So the camera crew, the switcher will switch to footage of a girlfriend or a parent, but there's no graphics or comment. No one knows who these people are
Right,
when
and
you're watching
that's
F1.
why that's why I was asking, like, is there a director here that's in charge of the switcher? There has to be,
Yeah,
but they're not. No one's communicating.
I would love to know more, especially in the boring parts, like laps 15 to 55 when nothing's really happening. I want to see all the faces, but I need people with name patches.
See, the NFL football league. You do you watch the National Football League at all?
No.
Okay, well, maybe because we're trying to keep growing on our friendship and just coming up with ways to hang on to each other, we might want to think about an NFL podcast because you
Oh, let's
definitely
do
know
it.
nothing. But the NFL does s- it, some of the best production of sport. Like they know how to find stories within stories of the game. And it makes you way more like there's with the football, there's like often games within games. So they do a great job at analyzing that. And then you're like, oh, and now I want to watch this offensive lineman against this edge rusher. Like, oh my, or sorry, this offensive tackle against this edge rusher. Like, oh my God, I want to see that battle. And then they're like, this guy, was born partially deaf, and now he's a football player, and the team's got their own guy talking to him to communicate and translate.
No way.
Like there's all this amazing stuff. Or like the time, was it? It's a great documentary about the college football where this guy started studying every other team's signals for sport for their plays,
Uh-huh.
and and it was like he was this like genius and helped the team win because he could read, oh yeah, they're going to do this now. It was like radar for football. Anyway, the NFL does a far better job at not creating because they're real stories, but like celebrating the stories that are within the sport itself and within the game that you're about to watch. Formula One doesn't like I don't know much about I'd love to know more about Gabriela Bortoleto. I'd love to know more about
He's from
Gasly.
Brazil, isn't
Yeah,
he?
yeah. I'd love to know more about.
Have you ever been to Brazil?
No, I'll never go.
Why?
That's just not on the list.
You don't like the Portuguese?
No, well, they're Brazilian, aren't they?
Right.
Well,
They speak Portuguese.
They were colonized. Like, what happened to Portugal, by the way? They colonized half the world. Why are they like anyway,
Well, they were first.
okay.
They did it first. I think they co-invented slavery with the Dutch.
Well, if you like I mean, I'm no historian, but it seems like if you colonize a
What?
place, it means like you've had thank you. It seems like you probably have some part to do with slavery if you've done some form of colonization. I mean, how?
Oh, that's true. Yeah.
Like, you can't deny
Uh,
it.
something else I noticed was with poor Carlos Sainz. Although he did show there was some progress on track in qualifying today, but he's down there in where is he? He's down there in 19th. What is James Vowles going to do other than pray at the altar of the late Frank Williams for a miracle? What's happening in science's head these days?
Again, it's to reiterate what you already brought, which is that it takes time. You don't just like it's.
But with you're the closest thing we have to a former elite athlete.
I can
How do
take
you
my shirt off.
how do you dig deep? How do you keep going month after month? Do you just say to yourself, "Well, at least I'm making millions"?
I mean, I don't know.
I think this would be a time where you could improvise an answer. No one's fact checking us. You could say something. Moving on.
No, no,
Da
ask me. No, no, replay, replay.
Davide, how about this one?
No,
Davide,
ask me the question again.
how do you think Carlos Sainz continues to wake up every morning?
When you're driven by speed and the desire to be the best, you are willed by a willingness force that you know nothing about. You're unwillingly willed to dominance. And
Yeah.
that's what happens when you seek greatness. An unwilling will wills you.
Can you give us a personal anecdote that, from your own experience, that backs up?
Yes, it would have been in high school playing the game soccer that we call it here in Canada. We call it football around the rest of the world. So let's just call it football. Of course, that's confusing for our southern brethren. Football game. I'm running. I'm playing the forward position. All right,
Yeah.
that means I'm a striker, and we were stuck in a nil-nil draw.
Where was
And
this? Paint a picture for us.
Deep River, Ontario,
Deep
Canada,
River, Ontario, population 112. Am I right?
4,872 at that time. And the field, it's actually a beautiful soccer field with an
Beautiful field.
Ottawa River and Mount Martin on the Quebec side, these beautiful rolling mountains. It's actually one of the best soccer fields you could play soccer on. It's so beautiful. The pitch is amazing. Everything about it. A great French fry truck 100
Mm,
yards away.
I can smell it now.
Ah, the smell, the malty vinegar, the salt,
Mm,
ketchup. Whew, and your fingers get like pruny from because you put too much
so
vinegar on
hungry.
them, and then yeah,
So hungry right now.
okay. And we needed to win the game to get into the playoffs. And I made a break down the field, and I can't remember, mostly because I'm full of myself, who the person was who gave me the cross, and it was a perfect cross over the defender. I ran, I jumped in the air, headed it with my head, headed it over. You've lost interest. You asked me for an anecdote,
No, no, I'm listening. Sorry. I thought I had turned off my mic again. I apologize.
and I lived through the air, headed the ball over the keeper into the net. Probably one of the most beautiful sporting things I've ever done in my life, and I didn't talk about it. And my friends came up to me afterwards, like, "You did great. I heard you just did this," and then, "Yeah, yeah, but we gotta win the championship."
That's the kind of willful willingness that you possessed.
I was unwilled to willingness in that.
After you scored that goal, what's your post-goal celebration? Every soccer player has one.
I'm not an over celebrator. I'm a what you'd call an under celebrator.
No skidding on your knees?
Nope,
No praying to the Jehovah's Witness?
nope,
No, none of these?
nope,
No Celines?
no. Maybe like someone would force a hug on me, like, "Oh, way to go!" And they come to me to celebrate. I'm like, I'm
Because
not.
you don't like physical contact, do you? You
I
don't
don't
like
like it when
hugs.
I like it when I want it.
Well, that was a beautiful story, thank you. I
Yeah.
saw it all, and now I want fries desperately.
The highlight of that was the French fries after the game. I didn't
Da
have to pay.
why not?
People bought me fries.
Oh, that was the move.
Yeah. My celebration.
So, are you still good at sports?
I'm pretty good.
Yeah,
I'm pretty good at sports. I can almost do any type of sport pretty well. I'm not the best swimmer.
but you could be if you practiced.
Yeah, but well, I'm good at almost any racket sport. Give me a racket, I'm fine.
I swam the other week with 13 down at Sunnyside, and it was so nice. And I got a workout like within 5 minutes. Like
I feel yeah,
when you're
yeah.
not used to swimming, it's holy shit, this is hard. And I didn't injure myself. which is not I wasn't in pain at all, which is not normally the case with
JB, I
exercise.
think you would probably be a great swimmer because you got, like, these nice long appendages.
Yeah, it's true. I do have the length. I just need to increase all the other stuff. Moving on back to F1, okay? Davide trackside is my new favorite sound. Do you get
Oh, yeah,
Davide?
I every now and then I get Davide. I love Davide.
His passion and the sounds that come out that aren't English or Italian, I don't
I
think.
don't think so.
He's very excited, and that it feels genuine, and
Mhm.
I like that.
Absolutely. He's like, he's got an advantage though because he does have a voice that you can enjoy listening to.
I'd love to hang out and party with him. I bet he's a real good eater. I'd love to cook for him.
Well, if we just keep saying nice things about him, he'll probably invite us over.
Speaking of eating, I think Fred Vasseur is doing a lot of emotional eating these days. He's a nightmare at home right now. He's taking it out on his wife and family and the dogs. What do you
And
think?
I think Fred actually is probably fine. I
You
think
think he's fine? You think he's
yeah,
been down this road before? He doesn't give a shit?
yeah. I think that his responses to the media saying that stuff have actually been perfect. Like, just why are you wasting your time?
Yeah. Yeah, he's a pro. Mercedes and their cooling issues. Is it the engine or the tires?
I'm not sure, but I feel like it's the tires. If it gets too hot, they don't race as well. So it's the tires.
So how come they can't figure this out? Or have they forgot have they I think they've moved on. They're on the 2026 car now, I bet.
I
So
think they're
this
already
is it. This is
yeah,
it for the rest of the it's up to the drivers now and the
yeah.
team.
No, now they have to extract what they can from this car for the rest of the season. I would imagine that's true for most teams right now.
Yeah, I bet you're right. New drinking game, Max complaining.
Oh, that's a great idea.
We'd be hammered. I mean, in quali this time, the car is completely undrivable.
Mhm.
Going slow, going fast, medium speed, high speed, doesn't like he just it's inarguable every single time. It doesn't matter if he's where did he end up?
I think he was like,
Okay,
s
7th.
yeah.
Wasn't great. So he's on to something there, but it means less that he does it all the time.
I love it that his race engineer just took a break.
What do you mean?
His race engineer that he's had for every single race is taking a break. Like,
Like
he's
a
like the
sabbatical.
I don't know, he's not doing the I don't know why he's not doing the Austrian Grand Prix, but he's not doing it. Maybe it's
Oh,
out there. Maybe there's a reason why he's not doing it.
that's funny. That'd be funny if he was like, I need a mental health break. Like he goes to HR at Red Bull and is like, I gotta go decompress. I can't take it.
Mhm.
I'm having panic attacks. I'm dreaming about Max. How can you not? Like I was watching Toto today at his weird spot in the paddock, watching, and sorry,
Mhm.
I
What
just got
happened
a
there?
school email. It doesn't matter. Um, I was watching Toto, watching the screen, and I was thinking, you spend so much time away from your family,
Mhm.
even though he lives near their head office, right?
Mhm.
The sacrifices F1 people make. Toto is doing it and he's making gazillions. But if you're like a crew member, what are you making? You making 100 grand a year and you're
I
away that much?
I think they make more than that, but I don't know. I that'd be a great thing to find out. But you
It
see,
really
like,
would.
when you really are passionate about something, right?
Yeah.
Which I think there's a few things in my life I'm passionate about, although today I should apologize right now for my anger.
Oh, hey, we always should apologize at the end of every
Yeah,
podcast.
yeah,
And we forgot to do that.
yeah.
So let's do that now, shall we?
Yeah, we should probably do it because I do have to get going.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna apologize for my rage against, basically passwords, logging in, technology,
Good.
technological companies that are taking advantage of, uh, people's data. If you're gonna use my data, and that's the currency, then you can pay me for my data. It's no longer a free service. Is this an apology or another rant?
Look, I think the idea with an apology is that it serves the apologizer too.
Okay.
So if it makes you feel good, then do it.
I just wanna point out, JB, the first movie you should make with VO, short film, it should be called The Apologizer.
The apologizer.
I think that's a good
He's a
title.
Canadian superhero?
Yeah, and he just something's going wrong, he just comes in and goes, "I apologize."
Oh, maybe he's actually a supervillain, but then he always feels really bad about killing people, so he
And
goes
then
back and he's like, "I'm really sorry." And then there's a whole section where he goes in for some restorative justice. He meets the family members.
right.
They go to therapy together. He falls in love with the wife.
You don't need
The hu
AI.
Yeah, we don't need AI.
You just need AI to do all the hard work.
That's the thing. AI still can't do the hard work. They can't carry a C-stand, and they don't know where.
But guess what, JB? You won't need a C-stand. You won't need
No, it's
a
true.
crane. You won't
With
need a
VO,
telescopic.
is there a time limit, or can I do a whole feature with VO?
Well, you it'd just be more money. But you have to learn how to prompt properly. I'm gonna sign up for it, by the way.
Me too.
If so no, let's do it together and we'll figure out let's explore that we can do it because
Great.
Dylan thinks we should get in on it too and
We
just try
have
it.
to.
Yeah.
What are we gonna do? Complain?
Yeah.
Complain about AI stealing our jobs?
I mean, I'm good at it. I'm good at complaining.
You always have that in your back pocket.
Yeah. Can
But
it
in
listen,
the meantime, we can complain, and we can use AI as a tool to make movies.
I think I've just figured out the advantage we have over AI.
What's that?
We can complain. I don't think AI can complain.
Should we try?
ChatGPT, complain for me about something.
Can you complain for me about, um, the way big tech is stealing our data and not paying anyone?
This is exciting. If that is the new currency, then pay up. That's what I say.
Sure, here's a complaint you might resonate with.
Good. Okay, good.
To whom it may concern, I'm writing to express deep frustration with the ongoing practices of major technology companies, particularly regarding personal data extraction and the total absence of compensation. Big tech platforms have built trillion-dollar empires on the backs of user data. Our clicks, voices, and faces, our ideas, are used without meaningful transparency or consent. You've trained algorithms, powered AI systems, targeted ads, and sold insights, all while telling us the service is free. It's not free. We're paying with our privacy, our attention, and our labor.
Why don't we just AI Donald Trump? Like that would be a great thing. Or AI, what's the name of who's in charge of ChatGPT? What's his name? Or AI Zuckerberg, AI them all. Just send AI bots back at them to argue their greedy theories.
Let's do it. That's a
Okay.
new podcast.
And
Where are you off to?
I gotta go do a show, and I gotta hurry up because I gotta get going. So I want to
Where are you
quickly
doing a
apologize.
show?
Way up in Pemberton.
Fun.
Yeah.
You want to apologize more?
Yeah, I was just gonna quickly apologize, to, all the people that do sports commentary and the producers of that because it's probably much harder than I think.
Good apologies. I want to apologize to I can't remember if I disparaged anyone, and I don't mean to sound callous or flip. It's just that my memory is seems to be shrinking, and
I can point something out that, maybe you
please,
yeah,
please.
you framed it you were about to share about how many great podcasts there were,
Oh, right, yeah, and then
and
there weren't.
it was like you were, like, taking us for a little spin there.
Well, Laws, I apologize. Your output is exemplary, and Sky Sports, no, I like them. Uh, James Allen, look, you're maybe you don't maybe you don't post enough episodes, but I know you got other shit going on. And not everybody can be funny like us. So please accept my apology, however backhanded it may be.
JB,
Milky.
let's try and review this Austrian Grand Prix because I have a feeling it's gonna be an exciting race. I do think
Now that's optimistic.
I think Lando wins,
Mhm.
and I think we're gonna have a spectacular battle for 2nd, 3rd, and 4th, and 5th. I think it's gonna be tight.
Awesome. My hopings are, um nope, I don't have any. Forgot to write that down.
That's good. We'll talk to you soon, Japes.
Bye-bye.